Welcome to Tea Time Fitness with Janice. Hi, I'm Janice Thornton with JT Fitness and Golf. Let's talk about our golf swing and how important internal hip rotation is. So many people, A, don't even know what it is, and B, don't understand the importance of how important our hips are in that golf swing. So when we are going into a golf swing and we are doing our takeaway, we are internally rotating onto that trail leg. Or I should say, we're supposed to be rotating onto that trail leg. Now, what happens with a lot of people, and I'm going to include myself on this one, is sometimes we get into a sway or we get into a slide. We don't get this internal rotation. We don't load this trail leg like we're supposed to. But a lot of times, if you don't have the mobility, if you don't have the strength, you don't have the stability in this hip area, you're not going to be able to do it. However, there are exercises, of course, that you can do to help with this. Now, also in the internal rotation, hip rotation, I talked about the takeaway. We also realize that we do it in our follow through as well. So we want to make sure that we can equally internal rotate on both sides. Now, you will find that you might be better on one side than the other. Let's go ahead, get into the exercises that can help you with internal hip rotation. With this exercise, we are actually going to just mimic our golf swing. I want you to get into a golf posture and then load that trail leg. So you're going to load, you're going to rotate and put all the weight onto, or the majority of your weight onto that trail leg. Take your free hands and then help you rotate around. Now, if you want, you can extend your leg up, slightly bend, just get some stretching and turning in this position, doing that exercise. And of course, make sure you do both sides. You want to go, because obviously we follow through and we want to get into our lead leg and rotate and come back. I would practice doing this 6 to 8 times on each side. Feels actually really good when you get yourself into that hip and just allow yourself to turn and come back. So practice both sides, do 6 to 8 reps on each side in a couple of sets. This exercise is the hip windshield wiper, and this is a difficult exercise to do. I'm going to do it from the side, and then I'm going to put my back to the camera while I'm laying down so you can actually see what it looks like from behind. So go ahead and lay down. You're going to put your knees up. Put your hands, 2 fists together in between your knees, and you're going to push your knees together. Now we want to move at the hips, so you want to move your feet out and in, but we're moving at the hips. You're going to internally rotate out and in. Bring those feet out and in. I'm going to flip on over so you can see me from the back side. So you can see my hands are squeezed between my knees, and then I'm going to rotate at the hips, bringing my feet out and in. Bring it out and in, out and in. Size again, 6 to 8 reps, a couple of sets of each. Your hips are going to love you. This exercise is the internal rotation clamshell. So you're going to get down onto your side, bring your knees up to 90, and you can put your hand on the floor for balance and support. You want to bring your knee up, have your leg at 90 degrees. Now this movement also is at your hip, not at the knee, but your knee needs to stay stationary in one spot. So you hold your knee, and now we only rotate your hip up and down. So move that foot up, but you're rotating at the hip and down. Rotate up and down. So a good 6 to 8 repetitions on this side. And of course, make sure that you do both sides and do 2 to 3 sets of each. This exercise is a great internal rotation hip exercise. You're going to want to lay down on the mat, And with this exercise, we want to make sure that we keep our hips on the floor as best as we can. I like to put my hands out by my side. I'm going to have my feet out a little bit wider so that way my knee can drop in. And then if you like, but again, keep your hips on the floor and you're going to feel a nice stretch in your hip area. And if you want to take your other knee or your foot and just gently push over, you can, and you'll feel a nice internal rotation. But again, also make sure that those hips are staying flat on the floor. We don't want to be raising them up because then you're defeating the purpose of the internal hip rotation. And of course, we want to make sure that we do the other side. And then you can take your foot and just gently push over and then get your hip rotating. Keep those hips square when you do this. This is another great exercise that you can do for internal hip rotation. Internal hip rotation is vital to the golf swing, and this is a great exercise that you can do to help with internal rotation in the hips to just increase the mobility of your hip area. They're windshield wipers, feet flat on the floor. You're just going to go side to side, just gently side to side. This is a great way to open up your hips in the morning, in the evening, before you go to bed. If you've been sitting a lot during the day, this is a great exercise to add into your exercise routine.